Alright, moving on, we're going to come out of here and work on how to bake normals from 3D geometry. So I've got this piece of geometry right here, and I'm going to be baking this 3D image right here down to this 2D image. So first things first, I turned off my lighting because that's really not going to matter too much, and I'm just going to leave this right there in the middle. Now I could push to the very bottom and have the search distance only push up. Actually, might as well do that. It'll look good. Another thing I've got going on here in top view, if I look at this, is this piece of geometry has this little cutout. If I bake it right now, I'll have just a black image right here. So I'm going to duplicate this and scrub this back to here. Now it's got something to bake to. Okay, so I've got this piece of geometry, and I'm going to go to rendering, lighting, shading, transfer maps, and I'm going to bake a few things here. Let's bake a normal map and an ambient occlusion. Right now my target mesh is the low res single plane. My source mesh, I'm actually going to select both those guys and add those, and now I just need to do a couple things. I'm going to go to mesh, display both, and what this does is it gives me this little pink band, this envelope, and if I push this up until it goes past that line, that's the search distance. It's going to shoot from this plane normal to surface until it gets to there, and it's going to find all the normals within there to apply. So we'll stick with that. Okay, so first things first, file format. I do not want DDS, whatever that is. If I know I'm going to go to a game engine, Targa is a good one. Ambient occlusion, same thing, Targa. And I also want to make sure that it looks good. If I go down to my output, the default is somewhat ridiculously low. So I'm going to change this to 1024. Same thing with my mental ray, 1024. And if I go to advanced options, I don't need to here, but right now it says closest to envelope, so it's going to search both in front and behind my plane. I don't need that. I'm going to say inside the envelope only, because that's just this top view down to there. And one other thing I could probably do is in mental ray, actually looks good, here we go, Maya, is make sure that it's using at least a medium anti-aliasing as this does this. I think we're pretty good. Okay, this just takes a while, so I'm going to hit bake and close, and we'll wait and see what it does. Pause this. Okay, let's find out if that worked. Yeah, so we have basically a new shader. And see, right now I think it's a Lambert. Let's see. File, select materials from objects. It's this one right here. It's got a normal map and an ambient occlusion map on it. And if I change this from a Lambert to a blend, so I get a little bit of shininess on that, so it looks a little more like the originals. It just has more ambient occlusion is all. And if I duplicate this guy, let's snap him. Oh, if I snap this guy too. There we go. And duplicate that guy. And then Shift D off to infinity. I mean, that looks pretty good. without me really spending much time. And if I were to drop, say, a nice texture on here, I think I've got some metal in here. Let's see. I'll drop the same one over the top, over the color. I get a nice design. Okay, so that is baking normals in Maya. You could do the same thing, quite honestly, with X-normal. If we were to bake this thing in X-normal, it would look great. Very, very similar situation to what Maya's does. I just don't think too many people realize you can do this in Maya. Okay, so that is baking in Maya. We'll move on to a ZBrush one.